I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming, it's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
Welcome back, folks. This is Chris live in Central Pennsylvania. Do a quick sound check just to make sure we're doing okay here. Pennsylvania, do a quick sound. Sounds good. January 23rd, 2025, a day which will live in infamy in the history of South Africa. President Cyril Ramaphosa has signed an expropriation without compensation bill which violates South Africa's Constitution, Section 25. We're going to talk about that. Unbelievable what's happening in South Africa, folks. My apologies for the late start. Thank you for your patience, but YouTube is taking an inordinate amount of time to publish my video. It's now been about a half an hour. It should usually take about 5 minutes or less. I think they're playing games with me. It's 56% checked. It says 5 minutes left. I decided to finally go public, but I had to get it uploaded before I could do this. Otherwise, we miss out on a couple hours of newsworthy time for this video to catch fire. I'll be among the first people to publish a video on this lunacy of expropriation without compensation. It looks like my video is lagging my voice here. Don't know what's going on there. Let me just do a quick flip up of the news here, and maybe I'll turn the camera off and see if it comes back better. Here we go. All right, so, right. Here's the situation, ladies and gentlemen. Cyril Ramaphosa has signed into law the expropriation without compensation bill, amending the 1975 Expropriation Act, which required compensation. This is unbelievable to say the very least. Shocking development to say the very least. I'm aghast at this. I'm not surprised it happened. And if this doesn't break the government of national unity, if the Democratic Alliance does not withdraw from the government of national unity over this signature on this law, then South Africa has no hope. The country is doomed. It's the death knell. It's the death sentence for South Africa. I don't know what to tell you, folks. I unfortunately saw this coming and prayed and hoped that it would be happening. Let me make one thing very clear, which I've said. South Africans get upset about this. They talk about this, how farms are going to be expropriated. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not about farms. That's just one piece of it. It's property. The law has always allowed the government to expropriate your property with just compensation. This bill will allow the government of the day, the ANC, to steal any of your property. Any of your property. And all they have to do is claim it's in the public interest. So if you get uppity and you say something the government is upset about, they will threaten you with the loss of your home, your car, your pension funds, your bank accounts, anything that's property, stocks, bonds, and they'll threaten to take that from you, which will have the desired chilling effect to silence dissent. This is already a country that doesn't have free speech. Now you have no speech. If you deign to speak out against the evil African National Congress communist cabal, they will come after you. They will take your property. Listen to me, South Africa. Luister, South Africa. Listen to me. Your very existence is in jeopardy. And it doesn't matter if you're white, you're black, or you're brown. Everyone is in jeopardy. This is a threat to the welfare and safety of all 63 million South Africans and the 7 million illegal aliens who are there. It's a threat. Make no mistake about this, ladies and gentlemen. This is a threat to your very existence. And the fact that this has happened is disturbing to say the very least. To say the very least. Shocking development here in South Africa. Let me just tell you what the Constitution says about expropriation before we go any further. All right? Section 25 of the 1996 Constitution, approved by a majority ANC and implemented and promulgated by a majority black party for the benefit of all South Africans. Section 25, paragraph 1. No one may be deprived of property except in terms of law of general application, and no law may permit arbitrary deprivation of property. But guess what? Arbitrary deprivation of property is what's coming. Section 2. Property may be expropriated only in terms of law of general application, subparagraph A, for a public purpose or in the public interest, and subparagraph B, subject to compensation, the amount of which and time and manner of payment of which have either been agreed to by those affected or decided or approved by a court. The amount of compensation, the time and manner of payment must be just and equitable, reflecting an equitable balance between the public interest and the interest of those affected, having regard to all relevant circumstances, including the current use of the property, the history of the acquisition and use of the property, the market value of the property, the extent of direct state investment subsidy in the acquisition and beneficial capital improvement of the property, and the purpose of the expropriation. For the purposes of this section, the public interest includes the nation's commitment to land reform and to reforms to bring about equitable access to all South Africans' natural resources, and property is not limited to land. Property is not limited to land. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the part of this thing that South African commentators have been missing for the past 5 years. They have not focused on the reality that it's not about land. Yes, it will be used to take land, but it's not about that. This is about a rapacious kleptocracy that simply wants to destroy the country. At this point, one can no longer question whether the ANC loves South Africa. They hate South Africa. They hate it. Who in their right mind does this? It didn't go well in the Soviet Union. It went terribly in Cambodia. It went poorly and cost 30 to 40 million lives in the Cultural Revolution of China. Who dreams this stupidity up? This is beyond the pale, ladies and gentlemen. It will be the focus of this broadcast, a short broadcast for about an hour. Ronaldo Hus was doing Wednesdays with the Colonel. We had to postpone from yesterday. He was out playing cricket or something like that. He had to go to the airport this afternoon, so he may be a few minutes late. We will stay on this broadcast until he rocks up, and then we'll switch over to Wednesdays with the Colonel. But I'm aghast at this. Let me see if this thing has been published yet. Hang on a second here. Checks are taking longer than usual. Yeah, they're still running. Yeah, exactly. Still checking your video to make sure it doesn't have visibility monetization restrictions. Look at that. Now over half an hour. What is going on? Because I do a video on expropriation and compensation, YouTube holds up my video? Yeah, well, I did stick a little video clip in there, but I kept it under 7 seconds, so I should be okay. Anyway, let's go say hello to everybody in the chat, and we'll go on from there. Monray Sieberts was here before we got started. From Cape Town, Garrett Gillich, Holden Caulfield, Jacques Kotsia. And here, Comme de Coq, Ramaphosa signed land. Yep, exactly. Dylan Combrick, Meerkat is here. We live in an idiocracy. Yep. Yeah. Seriously. Seriously. Why is the ANC doing this? This is an own goal. You could try this garbage when Biden was president, but do you really think that Donald Trump, whose best buddy is Elon Musk, who's South African, is going to let this sit and pass through? Ain't going to happen. Bokzaksi, thank you for subscribing. Do you really think that's going to happen? Wow. Trump is threatening 25% tariffs on our neighbors, on the country we're ostensibly friendly with, Canada. He's going to throw a 25% tariff on Canada on the 1st of January. Do you think that the ANC is going to survive AGOA? It only takes one or two people with close contact with the president to get in there and convince him that this is a bad idea. Take them out. Unbelievable. And AGOA would just be the start of it. The U.S. would be in its rights to sanction South Africa, as would the African Union and the European Union and the United Nations. This is the crap the National Party did. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Pablo Charlie is here from the Netherlands. Nick Muller. Lindrea Myberg, it's a tough name there, Lindrea. Chris Sten, Tracy Wolf is here again. Arctic is in. Gus Stillis, Eric is here. Gus, how's it going? Chris Ehlers, Pablo Charlie, I said already. I'm going to miss anybody here. All right, that's before we got started because I was tardy. Since we've started, Meerkat says ANC's not even using existing government property productively, so they just need more unproductive land. Exactly. Short-sighted, stupid, narrow-minded, don't have enough adjectives, start digging the trenches. Yep. Bring out your dead. That's the bottom line here. Bring out your dead. Bring out your dead. There's a super chat from Arctic. Dead! Bring out your dead! $99.99. Thank you for the 100 Rand there, Arctic. Appreciate that. You need to get yourself a U.S. credit card so I quit getting the currency conversion stuff. I know you're getting paid in dollars. Endo, welcome to you. Janet Lydian from South Carolina. Who else we got here? There's Liam Menard, George Steinberg from Heckport. Nick Muller, I don't know if I said Ashley Engelbrecht, an appropriate opening song for that bill signed today. Yeah. So much for solidarity, bringing their own universities. Now government can just steal it. Exactly, Arctic. Exactly. They can just expropriate solidarity. They can say it's in the public interest. We don't have enough Sutu people being educated in tech schools, so we're going to take that from AfriForum. Wow. You made a very good point there, Arctic. People need to pay attention to that. Academia, Soltech, gone. Wow. No point in building anything. Exactly. Claim without compensation. It's what's this? I started another exercise regime. Okay. Vilma Rasmus is here. Willem de Jager. We need Trump. Yeah, you do. Kevin Nicklin. Welcome, Kevin. How's it going? Charmaine Houston's here. What else we got? Susan Kruger. Who the hell will invest? I won't. I won't put a fucking penny there. No, I'm not going to have my money stolen like they did in Zimbabwe. Yep. Light rain is in Salem's Cave. Now what? Well, now there's going to be a serious uproar. If you think that DRSA and campaigns were an uproar now, there will be marches in the streets. It's time to organize, folks. It's why the racist communists want a cashless society. You're correct about that. Richard Kuhn, only a fool would burn a country down to rule over ashes. Exactly. Oh, good quote from Sun Tzu. Pork Leaker, welcome to you. And Ken Aaronson's here. Sachan mo goed kakvis. Yep. What else we got there? There's a super chat. DK is CA Sour. He wasn't invited to Trump's inauguration. Perhaps that's what it is. Don't know. How does this work? Must they submit documentation, proof of ownership? Must who submit proof of ownership? No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This law will allow me, the African National Congress, to come to your home and take away your Land Cruiser. Well, we need one. The police don't have enough vehicles, so we need it in the public interest. We're taking your Land Cruiser. The city of Schwane is short funds. Therefore, we're raiding your pension funds and your bank accounts. I'm being this is hyperbole, but it's true. They can do that. Yep, they want to steal your medical savings. I'm not promoting someone else here, just saying Neil DeBeer made an excellent video regarding the government today. You're welcome to promote other folks here, Chris. I don't mind that. There's no problem with that. Yeah, I haven't talked to Neil. If my video ever gets published, let's see if it got published or if there's a problem with it. We're still checking. Wow. Seriously, you're still checking? That's unbelievable. They've been checking my video now for almost an hour. Look at this. This is suppression. That's already half an hour of traction I could have gotten in that video. Wow. Unbelievable. YouTube. Wow. I've been trying to load that video since before the top of the hour. Yeah. Message DA. What do you do? Exactly. Next 7 days will determine whether the Democratic Alliance is part of, well, gets any votes in 2029. You're exactly right. Cracker Barrel Kid says, I'm glad I moved most of my pension offshore and dealt with the tax because, yep, you're right. Good move, Cracker Barrel Kid. Power just went off in Pretoria. The GNU was a waste of time with Johnson. The GNU should have EFF. Yeah. Yep. Vernon Nylager, how's it going there? Niagara. I always want to sell lager there. And then ANC's going to expropriate Iran. The only part of South that everything still works. Heinrich Becker, you're promoting your right stuff. Huh? What does Chris then say? Anyway, so Cyril doesn't give a damn about GNU. He'll climb into bed with the MK. Exactly. Well, I don't know about that. Well, now they will because they've got what they want, but they couldn't before. They're acting as if they are the majority power, and there's no humility in the ANC, and this is the DA and the Freedom Front Plus and all the other parties who are part of this coalition's fault for not holding to account. Lamolk worldwide, nothing ever happens. That's true. All this means to me is that at some point we will leave South Africa with nothing after building a life and home there for 40 years. Yeah. Going good, was busy at work, but here. Yeah, I'm glad to hear you're here. Thank you for being here. Thanks for the 171 people currently here. This is insane. YouTube's checks are taking longer. I'm going to publish it. Yeah, you're still checking. Publish it, damn it. Let's see if it goes up. They're taking forever. I don't know why they're taking so long to do my video here. Checks are still running. This is BS. Expropriation without compensation. My video is still being checked all this time later. So I'll leave it up there. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just get to it. So I've read to you the issue. So let's go to the strategic implications of this. This has terrible domestic implications. For strategic foreign implications, the following. Foreign direct investment, unless it's corrupt Chinese bribers, any legitimate company is not going to do business now. Why would you do business? They can assure you they're not going to take your property, but when they're desperate and they want money, when they need to fund their campaigns, they'll just raid your companies, or they'll shake you down. Like what's going on now. I mean, look what's happened. Look at what has happened in the government. The government of National has brought South Africa the following. Bella, Panyazi Lusufi in charge of your children's education, not the school boards, forced to learn English when it's only one of 12 official languages, only spoken by 6% of the population as a first language. That is what the government of National Unity brought to you. The DA, silent, dead silent. It's time for John Steenhuisen to be gone. It's time. The DA is part and parcel of this. I'm sorry, but they're not saying, where are they at? I'm already on air talking about, where's the Democratic Alliance? Where is the Democratic Alliance? Silent. That's the first thing. That's what they brought us. Bella. NIH is coming. Or NHI is coming. It's coming. Sorry, I'm confusing it with the National Institutes for Health here. NHI is coming. They brought us that. They've brought us 100 billion rand black tax. Corporations must pay 3% of their revenue, their profit, to black companies. That's racist. That's a violation of the Constitution. 4 sections of the Constitution are violated. That's what the GNU was brought to. And now expropriation of property without compensation. Well, the hits just keep coming. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our contest. It's the Government of National Unity, brought to you by the rapacious kleptocracy of the African National Congress. This year on GNU, season opener, episode 1, the GNU introduces the Bella Bill, stealing education from South African children, forcing them to learn the colonial language of English. Episode 2, 100 billion rand only for black folks, stealing profits from corporations, forcing them to give them to other black-based companies to compete with them, to drive themselves out of business with their own money. Step 3, expropriation with compensation. Episode 4, the suicide of South Africa. Stay tuned, folks, right here. Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, that 3% tax is going to go to black-only businesses. That's right, folks. Black-only businesses. Yes, Pablo Charlie, this will spark and reignite the Cape Independence movement. Guaranteed. It's been silent. I said, what did I say? I predicted that no one's going to want to talk about Cape Independence. You're not going to hear about it. It's a dead issue for at least 6 months from May 29th. June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So 7 months, and now we're in the 8th month, and Ramaphosa does this. So guess what? Boom, shakalaka. It's time to hear all about Cape Independence. It's coming now. It's coming to a theater near you. Wow, this is unbelievable. Is this thing published yet, YouTube? Good Lord, still writing checks. This is bogus. Oh, nope, still writing checks. What the hell? Let me see if you can view that on YouTube. Bring it. It's there. Okay, good. All right, well, it's up. So, well, 23 people already watched it. Wow, my video is published, even though they're running checks, so that means they could just take it down. All right, let me put it in the moderators group so the mods can put the link out there. Please go tell people about that. Excuse me. I need to send it to a few folks very quickly here. Okay, there's one. Paste. Wow. Wow, that's just crazy. Folks, I don't know what to tell you about this. This is just insane stuff here. Wow. I mean, this is the death sentence for South Africa. That's what they've signed. They've signed a death sentence for South Africa. Just stupid beyond belief. Beyond belief, stupidity. But hey, you know, no one ever said they were smart. No one ever said the ANC is smart at all. Not even close to being smart. Wow. Well, there you go, folks. Man, oh man, oh man. Wow. So the Government of National Unity, that will be the first thing we look to see. What happens there? What happens to the Government of National Unity? Suck My Socks says, does Ramaphosa want an economy? Trump will tariff ANC in South Africa in existence to things like this, and our government's recent alignments. A go won't be renewed. Yeah, no, it's done. It's a dead letter. South Africa is not in a go anymore. It will end with this. Did he get this from Davos? I have no idea what he had too much Patron champagne up there or something. Arthur Harrison says, has the DA turned its back on voters? Well, it has. Bella, the 100 billion rand black tax, and now expropriation without compensation. Wow. I warned you. I said, look, it was the best possible outcome for South Africa, but that's only if the DA asserted itself inside the Grand Coalition. They haven't asserted themselves. They've been sitting in the back. They act like they're the African Transformation Movement, and they only have one seat. That's how they behave, instead of being loud and in charge. The boldest thing done by the Democratic Alliance and the Government of National Unity was Siviwe Garuba not showing up for the signing of the Bella Bill. Ooh, well, that's very powerful. Jacques Vint, hey, I'm going to try my best to start to buy into a business in America. Well, Jacques, I could recommend Malta. Malta is easier to do, and it's cheaper. Also, a couple crappy islands in the Caribbean, like the Turks and Caicos. You can buy citizenship for, if you've got money. And I don't think you've got money. Otherwise, you could super chat me, and you're not super chat me. But if you've got the money, you can do that in places in the Caribbean. You should go for that. Are they still checking my video? Still checking my video. What kind of crap is that? But it's running right now. Anyway, so thank you for those tuning into it. Hopefully we'll gain some subscribers off of and people pay attention to this channel. I already gained 3 off of. That's a good start. 178 people currently here. I think it's the usual suspects. And then folks who are subscribers but haven't been here in a while. So they did say they will boil the frog. Well, the frogs are no longer boiling slowly. The flames are leaping around you. The flames are leaking around you. The roads are broken. The roads are broken. The rails are broken. The electricity is broken. Law enforcement is broken. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Oh, my. Oh my, they're eating the dogs, eating the cats. South Africa is a dumpster fire, ladies and gentlemen. Well, this comes from a place of love. I love South Africa. Those of you who know me know that I have nothing but deep affection for South Africa and its people, not for its government. And this is a death sentence, ladies and gentlemen. This is a death sentence for South Africa. This is the dumbest thing that the ANC's ever done. And they've done some stupid things. Wow. Lesotho's Gauteng crime wardens are better resourced than SAPs. Many top-of-the-range BMWs. Yeah, and they're not even qualified to be cops. These are dangerous people on the streets. What else we got here? Arc Precision. So I'm late now. What is EWC? Expropriation without compensation. It's expropriation is part of South Africa's constitution. Let me bring that up on the screen. And then I'm going to talk about it. I was talking about the strategic impact of this. We're going to get to a go in a moment. But here's what expropriation is. This is in the South African Constitution, lifted directly from the Constitution right there. So let me put that on the screen there. Knowing may be deprived of property. Property may be expropriated only in terms of law for a public purpose and in the public interest, or in the public interest. It must be subject to compensation, which must be just and equitable. And there's a list of reasons and excuses for expropriating property there. And property is not, as I have told South Africans over and over and over and over again, property is not land. That's one bit of property. Stocks, bonds, tangible assets, cars, houses, your clothing. This is property, all of which can be expropriated by the criminal cabal in charge of South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, this will be consequential days the next week to see what the DA does or doesn't do when it comes to this nonsense. Meanwhile, the strategic impact of this, the timing of this is just beyond stupid. I mean, first off, there's no direct impact in the United States. So people be excused for going, well, why would the U.S. care? Well, the U.S. cares because we give you duty-free access to our country and we expect certain things in return, not working against our national security interest and taking care of your population and respecting property rights. And in case you're unsure of that, this is exactly out of the Africa Growth and Opportunity Act. This is what it says right here. Africa Growth and Opportunity Act's eligibility criteria, Section 104 of the public law says the president is authorized to designate a sub-Saharan African country as eligible if he determines that the country has established or is making continual progress towards establishing. What was that? Just happened there. We just had a super chat from Cracker Barrel. Thank you for that, Cracker Barrel. 70 Rand. Thank you for that super chat. The president, a country is making continual progress towards establishing a market-based economy that protects private property rights. Protects private property rights. Expropriation does not protect private property rights. It gives the state the ability at the whim of its own decision. Why is that doing that? Its own decision to expropriate your property in the public interest, which they can declare. They don't need to, they've got criteria there, but they can easily come around those criteria. Hendo, welcome to you. John Hutchins in from Arizona. Excuse me. Like Rob Herfsoff said, the cancer has no interest in boosting South Africa. It's all about lining their own effing pockets. You're right, Smee. Well, I've said that too. Dion, no need to pay your bond. Markets are going to be great come Monday. Yeah, no, this Monday, we may see the collapse of the housing market in South Africa. We may very quickly see the collapse of the housing market in South Africa. It's a possibility. Very much a possibility. For the Afrikaners, learn your own history so you won't be surprised by the Brits and our own people betraying us. Yep. This is part of the New World Order. Call me a conspiracy theorist that will own nothing and be happy about it. Possibly. You're right there, Charmaine. What else there? 88 likes. Phil Craig was right after all, says Pablo Charlie. 188 people here and just 88 likes. Come on, folks. Hit the like button.
That was easy.
Marilyn Brokenshaw, welcome to you. Alles is gefocht, says Chris Ehlers. Sedgefield is back. Signature on toilet paper, still toilet paper. Yeah, the ANC's proudly and defiantly standing up in front of the guillotine. So, living in Cape Town and dissuaded me from the woes of the rest of South Africa. Anyone have Elon's phone number? Yeah, exactly, Monray. I can't wait to hear Elon weigh in on this. Kids in Iran are living their best lives, going to school, enjoying safe life. Exactly right. Michelle Von Vike says, armpit of the world, ANC cancer. Cracker Barrel Kids super chat. I've gotten to it now. Freelance Kate, welcome to you. Garrett Gilligan from Somerset West. I don't hold the DA guilty for Bella because leaving GNU is a shot that may only be fired once. Hope they were saving it for this. If they do nothing about EWC, they'll cease to exist. Cracker Barrel Kid, I am 100% in agreement with what you just said. Leaving over Bella would have been premature, but now they have no choice. For a long time, the ANC government has challenged the U.S. government. Let's see what exactly. Well, Biden was in charge. The ANC wasn't challenging South Africa like this when Trump was president. It only started with COVID. And ever since then, they've been sticking their finger, poking us in the eye. When Biden was a wuss. You know, he's a wussy. He's a beta boy. He's a cuckold. Yeah, anyway. Has anyone from here gone to the concert? Sorry, Freelance Kate. Concert wasn't on my mind. DA leaving over Bella might have been delayed EWC. Possibly, but I don't think so. I prefer Cape Independence rather than ANC. Yeah, look, I'm with you there, Pablo Charlie. Suddenly, I'm on board. I've never been an advocate for or against Cape Independence, but I'm certainly a person that thinks that now is the time to strike if they're going to do it. Yeah, you need to sell your flat and your car or it's going to be worth nothing there, Erica. Peter Joubert says, crazy. You're right, my friend. Crazy. Tracy Wolf says, looking into property in Western Cape, they will then attend the concert. Okay, can't wait to move from Pretoria. Biden was not in charge. CR will learn Trump isn't Biden. You're correct about that. No, let's get independence from the ANC. Well, that's going to be a little hard to do because you have an election 4 years away, not 4 months away. 182 people currently here. Be sure to hit the like button, folks, if you don't mind. Let me make sure that my video is not getting a copyright strike after all. No, it's finished. They're good. Okay, so yeah, we've got some views on that over there. Expropriation without compensation. Ramaphosa signed South Africa's death warrant. Yep, death sentence. Yep, hopefully that will get attention. My goodness. This is insane, folks. Absolutely insane. Look, let me get to the news articles on this, and I've added a little bit more news, not a lot, just a little bit more news to talk about here because we only have an hour today because I was prepping that video. This story literally broke when I was prepping to do news. I just dropped news coverage and shifted to the expropriation story and did my analysis and published my video and put it up there. So my video focuses on several things: the domestic impact of this, the property rights, the fact that it's not simply land, and also the impact vis-a-vis the international community, foreign direct investment, and Africa Growth and Opportunity Act. So there you go. Okay. Jay says, wouldn't the DA have had to sign off on this and other parties in the union? Nope. Jay, this bill was already on Ramaphosa's desk before the elections. It's been there for months, ages. He's just been holding it back. So no, they have no say in it whatsoever. There will be some fast flying lead coming with my property if you take it, says Mark. Okay. Alan Coates says Salem's Cave. No one in my family understands laughing. I guess the light goes out, not with a bang, but with a whimper. Oh, I'm sorry to hear nobody understands. This is pretty scary stuff. KwaZulu-Natal has just changed their exchange rate. They're paying $48.50 for a dollar. What? I wonder if ANC will expropriate the land and factories that belong to Chinese. Nope. They're not going to take it from their masters. No way. Classic ANC playbook. One cock idea, give people 2 weeks to moan about it, and then release the cock idea and people move on. Susan Coster says, I live in South Africa. What a crap hole. Huh. Wow. William Diego says, my brother left South Africa for USA in 1998, will never return. Well, that's unfortunate people feel the need to leave. National health insurance. Yep, there you go. NHI is coming next. It's a full-on communist popalooza there. Diane Humple, good evening to you. Your take on the bill, Adam and Larry meeting with Trump. Interesting. Huh? Who, Larry Page? Who are we talking about? Adam who? Daughter emigrated to Dubai a year ago if it wasn't so damn expensive. Yeah, well, I wouldn't want to go to Dubai because, you can wind up in jail there very easily as an expat. A lot of restrictions because of their basis on Islam. So anyway, but Ramaphosa has signed this into law now, and this is a death sentence for South Africa and its economy. President Ramaphosa has signed the controversial expropriation bill into law, which will allow organs of state to expropriate land in the public interest. Ladies and gentlemen, that is incorrect. It will allow organs of the state to expropriate anything they desire. Stocks, bonds, jewelry, land cruisers, apartments, furniture. That's all property. The bill repeals the Apartheid-era Expropriation Act of 1975. The presidency says Section 25 of the Constitution recognizes expropriation as an essential mechanism for the state to acquire someone's property for a public purpose and the public interest. Yes, but that's subject to being equitable and just payment. The expropriation of property has been governed in terms of the Act of 1975, which predates the Constitution. The bill outlines how the president can expropriate land on what basis. The law will assist all organs of state, local, provincial, and national to expropriate. So it's not just the national government. Now you have to worry about the government of the Eastern Cape coming for your property. You have to worry about the municipal council of, Lord forbid, Nelson Mandela Bay coming for your property. If you're on the beachfront, the ANC cabal and EFF cabal running Nelson Mandela Bay could take your restaurant in the public interest. Take your hotel to provide accommodation for the homeless without compensation. Intellectual property as well, Mark. That's correct. They can steal your copyright. They can steal your trademark because it's property. They will take it. You will get nothing. Local, provincial, and national authorities will use this legislation to expropriate land in the public interest for varied reasons that seek, among others, to promote inclusivity and access to natural inclusivity. 31 years of a corrupt cabal of kleptocrats from a vile, repulsive African National Congress, which has driven the country into the gutter. Every state institution, every organ has failed. The infrastructure has collapsed. The country has become a banana republic, overly influenced by Tehran, Beijing, and Moscow. And millions of South Africans live abroad in safety, security, prosperity, where they can practice their religion, their faith, and earn a living. South Africa is dead. Wow. He did note that under the law, they can expropriate property arbitrarily. Well, who determines what's arbitrary? To me, any expropriation short of building public infrastructure is arbitrary. And it will be misused. In Connecticut, people whose homes have been there for 200 years old, leveled to make room for a shopping center and casino. Eminent domain, expropriation without compensation. Well, it's with compensation. Eminent domain was used. The authorities, the government, took people's land they had owned for generations because it was along the ocean. And it didn't earn them enough tax money. And they got crooked bribes from the development companies, the construction companies, to take the land. So they expropriated these homes and kicked these elderly people out of the homes that they'd owned for generations, for over a century plus, in some cases 2 centuries. Stole their land and gave them token compensation and got away with it. The government said it was legal. That's in America. Imagine what's coming to South Africa's shores. My goodness. South Africa's not worried about relations with you. No, they're not. Oh, really? Is that what he said in CNBC? All right, let's see. CNBC. Is that on there? CNBC. Okay. In fact, see if that story comes up there. President Trump says the demand rate drops immediately. Well, it's not going to show up there, so I'm going to have to do a Google search. Google search CNBC, Ramaphosa. Okay. There it is, 4 hours ago. South Africa not worried about its relationship. Really? Okay. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa, there you go. So we got it. Here it is. Says he's not worried about the relationship. South Africa's President Ramaphosa said Wednesday he was not worried about the relationship. He said, I'm not worried about our relations. I spoke to him soon after he was elected, congratulated him. We both said we're looking forward to continued dealings and engagements. Wow. If Trump lets this thing go unnoticed, uncommented on, unpunished, well, then our trust in Trump will diminish. Oh, next, black people think that won't affect them. Well, that's because the black people that think that are stupid. Not because they're black, but because they're stupid. This will be used, as I have said all along in this conversation since 2018, when the stupidity was reintroduced into Parliament, and this time they support it. I have warned South Africans, it's not about land. That's what gets people excited. Well, the farmers are going to be denied land. True, but they're not the only ones. Think about it, folks. The government of South Africa now has the authority to take anything you own at any point for any reason they deem, and you have no recourse. You can't go to the courts and fight it. You can't stand on your land and defend it. You'll be shot. You can't outgun them. They'll just keep coming with more guns. You'll run out of ammunition. The South African government can take anything from anybody at any time, anything it wants. Anything. Legally. Apartheid was a crime against humanity. Really? This is a crime against human rights. This is a clear violation of the Declaration of Human Rights. South Africa has now run afoul of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which they're signatory to. They've run afoul of the African Growth and Opportunity Act. They've run afoul of the African Union Charter. All of this is in violation. And if I took the time to look, it probably violates the Southern African Customs Union, the oldest customs union in the world. It probably violates SADC agreements and protocols. It probably violates everything. But they don't care. They don't care. And now they've poked the bear. And Cyril thinks Trump's not going to respond. I'll tell you what, if Trump doesn't respond, he's going to hear from us. He's going to hear from us. This is bat crap crazy. Unbelievable. This is shocking to say the very least, folks. Unbelievable. This is a disgrace, an absolute disgrace. So Ramaphosa can say he's not fearful for what Trump has to say in our relations, but are you stupid? Are you stupid? Well, I know the answer to that question. The answer is yes. He's very stupid. Unbelievable, folks. This is beyond the pale. This is shocking to say the very least. The Ramaphosa. So here it is. All over the news in South Africa. It will reach the global news here shortly after my broadcast. Ramaphosa signs nil compensation. In other words, zero compensation expropriation bill. This could pit Ramaphosa against the government and national unity partners, including the DA, who have flagged the bill as a red line issue. Yep, it is. The ANC and FF have attempted to form a unified voice in Parliament during the previous administration, but they aren't working together now, so we'll see what happens. This is insane. Wow. Wow. Colonial and apartheid land grabs never reversed are a major contributing factor to the state of acute inequality in our land today. Historically excluded from land ownership, the vast majority of citizens remain excluded today because they can't afford the price of entering the property market. Except every single word in that paragraph is a lie. It's a lie. Colonial and apartheid land grabs. There were no land grabs. There was colonization, there was settlement, and there were conflicts instigated by Nguni-speaking peoples, instigated by European language-speaking peoples, instigated by Khoi and San peoples. And conquest, war, is a legitimate means of political discourse. It's an unpleasant one, but it's a legitimate means. And these things are never reversed. Well, nonsense never reversed. The government of South Africa sits in possession of hundreds of thousands, if not millions of hectares of land they failed to return to people, much of which has been acquired from farmers, among others, since the end of the apartheid era. Historically excluded from land ownership, the vast majority of citizens remain excluded today because they can't afford the price of entering the private market. That's simply a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. People can't purchase property because of the ANC's policies. They are the ones responsible for this. Their exclusion from the property market means they lack tangible assets to leverage cash from the financial sector. Seriously, this is Magwenya says this. I will make this very clear for the thick dunderhead morons in the African National Congress. Very clear for you. Are you listening? Do you understand the words coming out of my mouth? As Chris Tucker once said to Jackie Chan. Millions of South Africans could have equity in their hands tonight. Tonight. One simple act, which the ANC won't do, which will generate more capital and more wealth instantaneously than this foolish law. You transfer title deed to RDP houses for the land and the house tonight to all the people occupying government taxpayer-built homes. All of them. Not a handful, not some, not a few here and there. Boom! Suddenly I have a house. I can go to the bank. I have collateral to borrow money so that I can expand my spaza or my tuck shop. Boom, shakalaka, problem solved. The ANC is sitting on billions of dollars, not rand, billions of dollars of dead capital. And now they want to steal your property. This is bullshit. Total fucking bullshit. All bullshit. Bullshit. Call it what it is. Call it what it is. It said, it's not a loaded gun to chase landowners in the sea that opponents to the bill projected it be. No. See, and again, that's why the opposition to expropriation without compensation in South Africa didn't get it right. All they did was, oh, farmers. Look, I love farmers. I'm a farmer. Love farmers. Great respect for them. But focusing on farmers who are not a sympathetic group to many black South Africans who are in the majority made them tone deaf to expropriation and compensation. What should have been focused on is the fact that this is a tool, a cudgel, a hammer designed to beat South Africans over the head. You will shut up in your comments about the African National Congress, or you will lose your apartment. You will shut your mouth, or we will take your restaurant. You will shut your mouth, or we will take this or that. That's the purpose of this legislation. That's what it's all about. Pay attention. AfriForum, Solidarity, the Democratic Alliance, Freedom from Plus, all the people oppose this. They never said it was about property. They continually told you it's about farms. I'm telling you, it's about everything. It's a political tool. They will steal land and it will go to shit. That's going to happen. But this is about silencing critics and enriching the ANC. 100% guaranteed. Well, your land's a little too close to the R21. We have to build new warehouses for Take-A-Lot. So we're going to take this land from you so that Take-A-Lot can build more warehouses, because that'll create 27 jobs and more space for economy, and that's in the public interest. You get nothing. 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 What's the object I'm brandishing? Brandishing, that's a pretty, what's the word I'm looking for here? It's an inflammatory statement. It's a tripod. Relax. I'm not brandishing anything. It's a tripod. It's for effect. For effect. Ronaldo's ready. Oh, now Ronaldo comes when I got 250 people here. You want me to end my broadcast with 250 people here? Just kidding, Ronaldo. 255 people currently here. Look, if you're not a subscriber, folks, please hit the subscription button. Would really appreciate you joining me here. I'll continue this conversation with Ronaldo over on Wednesdays with the Colonel. Let's see how many of the 255 people make it over. I'm going to end the stream now. Well, no, I got 5 minutes, Ronaldo. What are you doing? You're going to steal my 5 minutes, man. You're going to steal my 5 minutes. Freelance Kate says, luckily this doesn't affect you. Freelance Kate, it does affect me. It does affect me in more ways than you realize, and more ways than I'm willing to disclose publicly. It does affect me. This nonsense, it does. It does affect me. Yes, we're going to talk about the Democratic Alliance and its reaction when we get over on Ronaldo's channel. Yeah, it's Thursdays with the Colonel. Neville, it's Thursdays with the Colonel. You asked me to tell you. I know. Oh, wow. That's just, Ronaldo's getting a timeout there. Look at that. Look at that. Ronaldo's getting a timeout. I'm going to give him a timeout there. No, I just took his comment in. That's rude. Make as much debt as you can. If they take your crap, don't pay the debt. Well, that's what's going to happen. So the banks will collapse. See, this is a knock-on effect. So when they start compensating land, people are going to stop paying mortgages. When people stop paying mortgages en masse, the banks will fail. They won't be able to meet depositors who come to take money out of the bank because they don't have the cash, because they're not getting the mortgages paid. And it will have a ripple effect. Businesses will close, banks will close, property market will collapse, unemployment will surge to 70%. Watch. We've seen this movie before. As PK just pointed out, it's called Zimbabwe 2.0. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Why did anyone expect? Yeah, exactly. Well, Ravani, it's Rhodesia all over again. You're right. Yep. See what happens when you play cricket? I don't know if he's playing cricket. He said something about cricket. I don't know if he's going to whatever. Don't know why CR is flexing. Yeah, South Africa doesn't have anything. They have no strength. They're not. There's no bargaining position here. South Africa doesn't have a sea lane that we need. We have the Suez Canal, so we don't need South Africa. They don't have ports that function that we need. It's not a strategic location for air bases. We could ask Botswana to place our aircraft there, or Namibia. We don't need South Africa for that. They don't help us in the war on terror. It's gray listed for its lack of ability to stop terrorism financing. South Africa sells us some wine. Like I said, we can get it from Chile or Australia, or get our own wine. BMW parts, we can get those from Germany. So anyway, Atlanta S, that's what needs to happen. There needs to be mass protest about this. There needs to be black, white, and brown South Africans. People need to educate those who don't understand this. It's about property, which is more than land. And it's really about silencing the critics and taking money. That's what it's about. It's about the grift, the kleptocracy, and silencing opponents of the government. Yep. The warning, beware the comrades, was real. Yeah, it is. This happened to Lehman Brothers 2008 and led to your... Yeah, well, you're right. Lehman Brothers was stolen for a song and handed over to Bank of America? Was it Bank of America? Who got them? I'm trying to remember. Anyway, pity I'm too old to get the hell out of this crap hole. Well, Neville, yeah, it does suck. Yeah, they don't build, they just steal. Correct. This is insane. Leon Bota says, over my dead body. Well, there's going to be some of that too. There'll be violence. When they try to expropriate people's land, there's going to be violence in some cases. There are going to be people who die as a consequence of this stupid law. And if the world doesn't stand up to this and call the ANC government an apartheid racist regime, well, then shame on the world. Yep. I did not see their speeches at Trump, Michael. I didn't see that. Okay, folks, unfortunately, we're going to have to wrap it up here. And I really hate to do this with 231 people here, but be sure to hit the like button if you don't mind. I'd appreciate that. Thank you all for the super chats. It's time for me to go over and join Ronaldo on Thursdays with the Colonel. Please join us over there. Thank you so much. You'll be directed automatically there. Watch my other video, which is out now. I'm among the first, if not the first, to publish a video on this subject because it was breaking news. And I stand by my analysis in there, and we'll see how it turns out. All right. Thanks, folks. God bless. Be sure to hit the like button, and we'll see you on Ronaldo in just a minute. Just a minute. All right. My goodness. Oh, man. Well, more about this. I might even do a night out tonight to talk about this. Cheers, everybody.